This is Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum and Kaplan Cycles, and today I've got an absolutely rare commodity here. This is a original owner. Earl Reynolds was the father, and his son Earl Reynolds Jr. Are the only two owners of this bike. It's been in the same family for 42 years. They purchased it brand new in 1972, and Earl purchased it from his dad in '81, and the bike's been stored indoors since brand new. Cosmetically, it's in fantastic condition. For a motorcycle that's 42 years old, and it's 100% stock except for the paint job. Obviously, Earl paid a lot of money for this flip-flop paint job. Ironically, it'd be worth more with the original paint on it, but the paint job, this is a Corbin Gentry, top-of-the-line Corbin Gentry seat, very comfortable and in mint condition, the seat, and he changed the exhaust system into a 4-into-2 header-type exhaust system, so it has a much deeper, authoritative sound than the stock original exhaust system did. The tires have been upgraded also. The rear tires got less than 1,000 miles on it. It was mounted on here 30 years ago, so it looks brand new, but it's 30 years old. The bike has original levers. Everything else is original on the bike. And interestingly enough, I'm going to hook a charger to this and show you all the electrical works perfectly. Usually we get in a bike of this era, you got to go through all the electronics, get everything straightened out. This one was stored in a clean, dry environment. All the lights work, the high beam and low beam, I'll show you in a minute.
Even the starter.
Even the starter works beautifully. All it needs, to our knowledge, is a carb clean and a new battery, and you should be pretty much ready to go. We've sold, just to give you an idea of the value of the vintage 750Ks, we sold a 71 750 last year for $12,700 at auction. We sold a 79 for, was it $5,300? And a whole bevy of bikes from the 74 to 79 range in the $4,000 to $7,000 range for bikes in this condition that we're running. So we're going to sell this one as is, needing the carb clean. We're not going to put the money. There's about 8 hours labor and parts to do the carb and put a battery in it and put some of the fuel lines on it, as you want to do, and clean out the gas tank. Definitely want to do that, and service the front brakes. Maybe put some a new paint job on it. But rather than do that and have to charge 5 to 7 or more for it, because the service bill can easily get up to 20, 30 hours labor, and at 90 bucks an hour it adds up fast. So rather than do that, we're going to sell this one as is. So someone's going to have the opportunity to clean the carbs themselves, go through the bike and make it perfect the way they want to do it, and put some sweat equity in it. Fantastic starting point. It has the original style bars on here. I believe these are the original levers. These are the original Honda Motor Company mirrors. The tack and speedo are in fantastic condition. No indication of any scratches or damage on the tack and speedo. The original headlight bucket is perfectly straight. Quite often they'll get dropped and these buckets get bent. The headlight bucket's perfectly straight. The forks are in fantastic condition. Very little, if any, pitting on the chrome. They look excellent. The front turn signals are mint. The front fender's in mint shape. The front rim is beautiful. The engine is in beautiful condition. The tank is nice and straight. I don't see any dents on it. I don't believe there's ever been any damage to the tank. The side panels are in perfect shape, no cracks. Original grab bar, original rear fender is in beautiful shape. The rear turn signals are a little bit, I think the mounts or the rubber on them might be bent a little bit. They seem like they're a little bit out of whack, but it actually just needs to be straightened out. There you go. Something that they should have done. But this is exactly the way the bike came to us. It has original shocks on it. The doesn't appear to ever have been dropped. If you look at the bottom of the pegs, they're perfectly straight, as is the whole rear brake system works beautifully. Passenger buddy pegs are in great shape. Pull off the side cover, and it's remarkably clean underneath, indicating the bike was stored inside, and Earl and his dad lovingly cared for this bike and had it in the family forever. Look underneath the seat. And take a look underneath the seat. It's nice and clean. Corbin Gentry seat, top of the line seat. The seat alone is probably worth 150 bucks. Honda has a Honda toolkit here. I'll hook up the battery tender to it and show you that everything works on the bike, including the starter. Engine seems to have good compression. We've just got about a 6-month backlog on restoration, so we just don't have the time to do this one ourselves. There's no way we get to this, so with spring coming, we figured we'd let her go as is, and hopefully someone will take it and make it the beautiful machine it can be. So, which one was, that's positive, right? The one in the front? I don't have my glasses on. Which one do you
Red on the left, Ken.
Red on the left? Okay. All right. Is there anything I left out about the bike that you noted, Kenny?
We have the paperwork for the bike, which we'll go over in a moment after Ken demonstrates the electricals.
The neutral light works perfectly. Starter works beautifully. Tread compression seems to be good. The beeper for the turn signals works beautifully, as does the turn signal on this side. High and low beams work beautifully. The rear brake light, both the hand front brake, that's the front brake, that's the rear brake. I can tell you this, I don't think we've ever gotten in a vintage 77 motorcycle and had everything work on it. Right? I mean, have we ever, very once in a one in
Rarely, yeah.
One in every 250
Really.
will come in like this.
Especially with these things, for some reason, there's always electrical work to be done. This one, there's nothing.
Doesn't need it.
So.
You know, the vintage Hondas typically says a couple of bulbs are out, the rear brake spring doesn't work. There's always something, but the hallmark of a bike that's well cared for. The clutch pull is like butter, pulls perfectly smooth. The throttle pulls perfectly smooth, which is a really good indication the carbs aren't that bad. Quite often the carb, most of the time the throttle slides will get seized because they left gas in it or something like that. So clearly the carbs are going to be easily rebuildable. The custom Mac header's in good shape. I think that pretty much summarizes it. I don't know what else I could tell you about it, other than it does have the Honda toolkit also. So definitely, shipping. We can ship this bike anywhere on the East Coast for $425 or less. We just, if it's in the tri-state area here, probably $125 or so, depending on how far away on West Coast. Figure, what, $600K roughly? West Coast, $600-700?
Yes, up to $650, no through through whole bikes.
Here's a picture. I have the original, a photo of the original motorcycle when Earl was around 25, 22 years old, whatever he was when he bought the bike from his dad 4 years after his dad bought it. And his dad bought a 750 also, another new one, and they rode together. But that's the original paint job it had on it. And then Earl customized it, period, correct. This is the title. So you get a certificate of title. You also get a previous registration with the bike if you want to hang on to the title and not lose this history.
Because most states are non-title states for antiques, so if you went to register the bike with this, they take the title, which is unfortunate. And you want the title for an investment quality motorcycle like this. So you bring them the previous reg and they give you the new reg, and you can keep the original title there.
Here's the owner's manual, original owner's manual, 42 years old. So to summarize, if we do the resurrection, rebuild the carburetors and put a battery in it, you're probably looking at somewhere in the area, by the time you're done with the front brakes, carb, and battery, you're probably going to spend around $300 in parts. That's the good news. The bad news is, you're looking at 8 hours to do the carbs, probably a few hours to do the front brakes and other miscellaneous adjustments, changing the oil. So let's say by the time we're done detailing it and doing all the carb adjustment, maybe adjust the valves and the cam chain, we might have 15 hours of that. So at $90 an hour, it's about $1,300. So we'd have to sell the bike. If we could put a reserve on it now, the reserve would have to be around $2,000 higher because we have to charge the work. A lot of overhead here. So if you can do it yourself at home, there's an opportunity to buy a classic that's undervalued right now, but surely to go up in value. This is one of the last years of the original overhead cam 750 engine. It looks exactly like a 69 Sandcast or a 70 or 71. So put the original paint job on it, put it back to stock, or leave it alone and just ride it. But they're a fantastic machine. So if you have any questions on the bike, give us a call, 860-454-7024. On this side, doesn't appear to ever have been dropped. There's no scratches on the engine cases over here. No bending on the shift lever or anything. The original kickstand, center are in mid shape, as are the buddy pegs. This side cover's in perfect shape, no cracks. These are notorious for cracking when mishandled. The side covers are in mid shape, as is the tank. So original airbox is intact, so If you have any questions about the bike, please call me. And a portion of the proceeds are going to fund the New England Motorcycle Museum. So are you buying a piece of moto history, you're also helping preserve moto culture by helping the museum. So good luck bidding on the bike. God bless America.